Okay, quickly, I'm going to try to make this recording. I've been trying to think about what to say, but first of all, everybody saw me. Two men. I asked what they had. They said, "I remember." Okay, those are executioners. All right, and they're Saudi. This is it. And so the executioner goes around. All right, and he has things. You know, there's a serrated edged sword here, diamond coated, that they use in Switzerland to cut off the head of a person that's condemned and has committed a capital. Has committed a capital crime, and his head is cut off. You know, our Saudi, our blood uncle, my adopted father, who was the king of Saudi Arabia, was murdered at the Four Seasons, and so the man shot him. He died. He shot the man shot my husband and me, and shot our beloved dad, my husband's father, and my uncle and dad, father-in-law, and shot our beloved angel of death. He grazed him. And my beloved could be male shabby has had pretty bad injuries, and our king uncle dad, he died. They cut the man's head off. They did that. He had come to Istanbul harassing us. If you don't take us, we'll get George Bush, their brother, they said, and start a war and try to kill us all. So that's what you see. So they did that, but he was caught, and he was executed here in Switzerland. So now the executioner goes around, all right? So it had to be more than just him. Because his son was murdered in Istanbul by a whore who wouldn't leave, was working in the business of ours, and she was telling lies. And she told lies, and she was being fired. She got caught trying to access our bank accounts. We own Pegasus Motor, Pegasus Oil Company, Pegasus Airlines, which is part of Turkish Airlines. Okay, so we own all those things. And she came, and she was a worker, and she was telling all those lies, but she was going to be with our uncle dad, and it wasn't true. And so she's been fired. We caught her looking through bank accounts. Instead, she worked for the American government, and so she wouldn't she wouldn't stop telling the lies. She's going to be fired. So he brought his wife. Okay, Prince Talal al-Walid. He's gone. That was his father that was shot here in this city. You know, by some Borman man that was harassing us in Istanbul. So I'm making a long story short. Today she's been fired. He bought his wife. You know, Princess Amira wasn't his wife. That was Nag's wife. That was his niece. So this is when they tried that too. And we showed you a picture of his real wife, and she was all covered up, and you could see part of her, and she was sitting near him in the back. That was really his wife. And we showed that on Facebook. And my long story short. So the woman was being fired, and he bought his wife, and the woman refused to be fired and leave, and so she started throwing knives and forks at him and everything, and she pushed him over the balcony. He broke his neck, and he died in the airport in Istanbul. Then his wife was so distraught because she was part Egyptian. She was so upset. She was pregnant. She was having a baby, and she threatened to jump. And we told her not to jump. She had a knife, and she jumped anyway. When she jumped, the knife went into her side. The paramedics came to try to help her, and when they took the knife out of her, she took the knife and stuck it in her neck because she wanted to go up to her husband. She didn't want to live without her husband. He only had one. Why? They said, so the whore started all that trouble. A whore in the business of ours that told lies. So make sure the whore was taken to a prison. The American government, she was the American government. America, let her go. And everybody said, no, she killed somebody. They said she killed two people. And she told lies. And she killed like that in a business of ours. So an airport is called the airport lounge. You know, everybody goes to airport lounges? Okay, so she worked in one of those of ours that we own. To make long story short, so she was going to be executed in Istanbul. Sharia law was in effect at that time. So the Saudi executioner came, and Turkey and Saudi argued about cutting her head off. To make long story short, so the execution was decided to be in Istanbul. So they took her to Taksim Square. Taksim Square, the American embassy, look outside their window and see the execution. So everybody put their hands on the executioner's sword. Israel, Turkey, and everybody, Saudi Arabia, and everybody else with us that day. We told you that before in writing. Then they cut her head off. And when they cut her head off, the meat hung a little bit, and then they cut it off the rest of the way, and they picked up, put it in a bucket. Now, basically, because you don't kill our relatives because you're trying to steal for your government. You don't kill us anyway. You don't kill people for things. People don't want you, go away. So they started those wars, tried to take our things and kill us. Basically, they're doing a whore inside of our business, telling lies about our things. Everybody knows they're liars. Everybody knows a whore lies. A whore's a big, nasty liar. Just like the homosexuals, they lie too. So the execution is going about. Everybody knows the executioner. So what they do here in Switzerland, they have the executioner. He has a serrated edged sword that's diamond coated, and they cut the head off of the people that commit crimes. So that's what they do. So the executioners walking around and everything. They don't want to come in. I said, what's that? And they came to me because they knew I know who they were, but that's who they are. And they look Saudi. But so everybody, there are people that had something to do with the deaths of our relatives here in the city, not just that one that gave all the stress. And I'm in Istanbul, so different that too. Now the people here, the people are racist. You see the people attacking me, they're wicked. All right. Anybody attacks me is of the other side. My name is also Shekinah, and Shekinah is attacked by the other side, Ultra Citra, which means the devil. But I want to let you know that too. So we just want to tell you about the executioner because everybody wants to know. Everybody thought that, you know, with us that I should speak to you. That's what they know what it is. The people from here in Switzerland. So we want to tell you that too. So, August 1st is a day where it's not a holiday. And people go to it that are anti-Swiss. The police don't even want to go to it. They go there and they brag about hating us as royals. That's what it's about, and how they want to kill us all. So that's not they tell you it's not a holiday. So that's where it originated from. How they want to get rid of us. That's why people go. And they're not Swiss. They're going there. Everybody gets executed. Everybody gets an education on about that day, and about how people wanted to try to kill us all, and to execute us all, and try to be in our places. But it's actually a day where people are arrested and put away for what they've done permanently. We're doing that too. In such a way, there's live gunfire and things like that. Because that's how they do things. They do it like that. The people aren't from here. They know. We told you last time. You know, we couldn't wait till we put an article in the paper when there was no internet. It was too small. Then we told everybody what it is. It's a day where people are anti-world, anti-our family, anti-our people. The police are going to want to go there. So the gunfire is also simulates the fact that they execute the wicked. You know. And so the people try to hurt us all. The invaders, they would be condemned. So that's how it's done. They did bad things to us. And so that's what that day is about. It's not a day where people are celebrating to be happy. It's not that. It's a day that people thought they'd try to kill all the Habsburg family. August 1st. You know, Adolf Habsburg was a relative of ours. And our relatives, our uncle dad's, his nephews, and he made them his sons, and they became in line of succession of Switzerland. Our beloved Rothschilds that was murdered by country pieces of the poison tea that the Americans, the Americans in here with their bank robbers tried to kill us. Because that was the bank robber of the movie that you saw, Goodfellas. So they killed our Abado Nasik. Beloved Rothschild's dad, who was actually king of Switzerland. He was the one to be, because obviously Adolf Habsburg, he stepped aside. And obviously Adolf Habsburg adopted me and made me his daughter. He was his blood uncle, and my husband's his blood nephew, and I'm his blood niece. And he mentioned like such is kosher. You can do that. So he did that. And so during our kid abduction, and he was trying to rescue me, and PARSHAH Charles killed him. Hit him in the head. He was very old. People think it's funny. It's not funny. Hit him in the head. He died a long time ago. He was trying to rescue me, and PARSHAH Charles hit him in the head with something. He died from the injury. It's not funny, is it? He was already old. So now I want to tell you that, because you can see in the picture that it was from a long time ago, some of those pictures. So now we're going to post this anyway, because the executors walking around, because they do that here. You know, people. So our dad said that if it was too many invaders, they cut off the head of the people that commit treason here. They cut off the head. There are two things that they do. Even though people don't see it, it was on Wikipedia. There is capital punishment here. But the people that were guilty tried to erase it on Wikipedia. It's not true, people. It does exist. The last person that was executed was the person that got his head cut off when he killed our relative from Saudi Arabia. That was the last person, but that we can remember. It was recorded. And somebody said, so now it does exist because people can't go around doing bad things. And our capital punishment, we told you about it in our kingdom. We're not going to have people run around doing bad things and thinking they can, everybody's seen that, all right? How people walk around, run around and try to attack you and steal from you and think it's all right. It's not all right. It's just it. How they came all day and attacked at our house. The Bible speaks, we told you that we would tell you how our God protects us. And my name is Jerusalem. It really is. I have ID and everybody knows that. Remember the little girl I told you about when I was a little girl? She said, my family says you're wicked. You're the devil. Your name is Jerusalem. Remember that? And so I told you my family said, and the grown-ups said, you can't go around telling people your name. I said, they said they'll try to kill you and try to hurt you. I said, I'm going to grow up and tell everybody my name, which I have done. There are parts of my name you don't know, but I'm telling you that is true. And I told you that God protects me and protects and fights for me, fights for us. My name is also Zion. So if you look in Isaiah, you see that God goes before me and God goes behind me. Jerusalem. It's in Isaiah, what we showed you. So this woman thinks it's funny, but it's not. She's sick. And so she's talking over. I'm talking to everybody, and she's not from here. And basically said, if she's talking like she thinks it's funny. And so basically said, so it's not funny. And we don't like them that try to hurt us, take our things. They try to do terrible things. So I'm really the Jerusalem and I was named after Jerusalem that you see in Isaiah. And I know that God goes before me and fights for me. As I said, I tried to tell you, I would show you, and I would tell you, and I would be able to prove to that. So everybody knows that God fights and goes before us and is behind us and fights for me, and everybody with us fights for me and my beloved community, our family, because of people, and everybody with us, our beautiful families of the kingdom. Let me just tell you that too, because it's there right there in Isaiah. So now, because my name is also Zion too. So we're just telling you that the execution is going around because people know that there's capital punishment. They don't talk about it, but it does exist. And if you commit treason, try to rob banks and things like that, and did things to us, because when they kept that, they hurt us, and we went to the Hague, and Dad said if there's too many invaders, our dad was murdered by contrapieces poison D. He said if there's too many invaders, because he was the king of Switzerland, that they would be executed another way by gunfire instead of cutting off heads. So we're just letting you know that too, because there's execution here. Basically said it's executed all over our kingdom. It's a holy method. Basically said, and so and it's not the execution styles that we told you. All right. So basically said because we're not going to have bad things. And so we were taught that, that's the way it's supposed to be, and that's the way it's supposed to be because that's what God says. So they come when He shows them what it is. Oh no, I don't want that. I'm not gonna ever be bad, because that's what it's supposed to do. You're not supposed to be bad. In England they hide and quarter you. You still look, and sometimes you'll see. Y'all know we did with little kids. Just hold your head down because somebody did something bad again, and you don't look. Okay, it's because you're supposed to do it that way. So you scare and put the devil out of people. So they don't do bad things anymore. So that's what our Bible says, and that's what our Torah says. It said. So we're just telling you. So that's why you see them going around. And somebody said, so maybe perhaps the people will change, but there are people that are doing bad things that are not from here, and they should never have done that. Now the asteroid has come close. We told you the asteroid is like a belt that your parent has outside, set in some place, so your eyes look at it, remember it. If you be bad, I'm going to give you the belt. The asteroid's like that too. But if you commit something that's very bad, the asteroid comes and takes you out. And so basically, we just want to let you know that too. I don't really, didn't really know how to say this, but people were trying to laugh and interfere, and it's not that. But it's a very serious thing when you commit a crime that you're supposed to die because of. Remember I told you about the executioner in Saudi Arabia? When the woman raped and killed her own daughter? Her daughter was 7 years old. She wasn't from Saudi Arabia. She was a worker. And the little girl obviously had told she was 7 years old. And so when a woman got her head cut off, they had my beloved shabbat, and I see. When she got her head cut off, she asked for her head cut off. The executioner said, yeah, your head's cut off, and picked it up, put it in a bucket. Then he said he really hated that when a person commits a crime and has to die for it, that they still keep on talking and they don't want to die. She killed her little girl. She molested her child and raped her own daughter and killed her own daughter. That's a terrible person. We don't want people like that. So they know that this is not a kingdom for them. We're going to be clean and shiny, and we're going to do the things that we're supposed to do and worship our God. So, we're not going to have bad things. People are not going to go around telling people, I'm going to take your stuff. I'm going to take this from you. You're not anything, blah, blah, blah. People, there's something wrong with that, all right? I was still trapped over there, and a man came up to me, and I said, don't touch me. He told me he'd touch me if he wanted to. No, you don't. On their street, somebody I didn't know. He touched me. No, you don't do that. We don't want people like that. And, so all the bad things that are attacking, they're wicked. And so basically they attack me. Everybody knows they're the bad things. So we just want to tell you what you saw. All right. It's the executioner, because there's capital punishment here. It's a sin, so we just made it too. The bad people should have just left. It's a sin. So that's all they wanted them to do. Some people said they should have just left, but they committed crimes, some bad people that did things that are punishable by a sentence. It's a sin. No, but I asked him to come more, but I remember when I saw what he had. Because the sword here that execute capital punishment is a diamond-coated, serrated edge sword. And that's what he's carrying. But not swords. He was carrying some knives. And I know that people that had something to do with hurting our beloved Abadod King Tariq al-Saud of Saudi Arabia, that they will be, the rest of the people besides the one that pulled the trigger will be dealt with. And so because they killed his son. So he said, since we just want to let you know that too, beforehand. That's what he's going to see about also. And he kind of knew he was going to go, and he had already lost his eye, but he wanted to go anyway. Everybody didn't want him to go, and he went anyway. It's just sitting, and the man shot him at point blank range and shot all of us too. But we survived, but he didn't. He fell over the balcony and died. 4 seasons here in Switzerland. So we just learned that too. Something wrong with that? Because the man was chasing us around. A Borman. Okay, so we have capital punishment in our kingdom. And so we're trying to let you know that too, basically. If you commit a crime that warrants that, then that's what happens to you. Because God said we're supposed to eradicate the evil from us. It's not those other people. Those other people, the ISIS people, they're Christian terrorists. And basically, they're Christian people. And they're homosexuals and whores. Because you can look on the internet, look what they look like. One looks like Madonna, dressed in a man's uniform, a man's clothes. But Madonna, the original Madonna was actually a man. Okay, so we'll talk to you as soon as we can, try to carefully learn, but people want to know what that was. Some people who wouldn't know, but that's what it is. August 1st commemorates the fact that there were some dirty men who wanted to kill all the royal family. And it's not a national holiday it's anti our kingdom, it's anti this part of our kingdom, Switzerland, because it's a terrible thing that they should want to do that. And so that's what it commemorates. It's not a holiday of happiness. So that's why there's gunfire and things like that. Okay, so we'll talk to you as soon as we can. Try to be careful alert, and we'll talk to you as soon as we can. Everybody knows what the holiday's not. It's not a holiday. It's not a holiday. What it's about, and it's about the bad people go away. That's just it. So we'll talk to you as soon as we can. Try to be careful, stay on alert, and it'll be Shabbat tomorrow. So Shabbat Shalom, and we'll try to get the rest of the parsha. And people want to hear from the rabbis. We'll talk to you as soon as we can.